I'm actually upgrading my rope this year to this from this. As you can see, it's a lot bigger. Durability should be a lot stronger. I lost 2 anchors last year, and the biggest reason why I'm doing it is because if you anchored in 30 foot of water and you got 20-30 feet of rope going out to the hull, and you got to pull against current, in my case 6 to 8 miles an hour current, you pulling that rope to the anchor to get it pulled up. By the end of the day, you're gonna have blisters and cuts all over your hand, especially if you make 5 or 6, 7, 8, 9 drops in a day. You know, it really burns your hand up. And I'd imagine, as far as grip goes, this would be a hell of a lot better on your hands and stronger. One end, I have my anchor, Cat River anchor, my rope, and on the other end I have my buoy. And the reason I want to run a buoy is if you got debris coming down the river, you got a barge, the weight gets bad, or you just get in a situation where you need to get going fast, instead of undoing that rope and pulling that anchor up and trying to fight it and get out of there in harm's way, you take it off the cleat, you throw that rope and that buoy over, it'll lay on top of the water, you get the hell out of Dodge. When stuff clears, it calms down or whatever, you come back, grab the buoy, pull the anchor up. If you can't get the anchor up, that Cat River anchor, it's got a feature onto it for a zip tie. You actually reverse the boat in the opposite direction that you were anchored up in, pop that zip tie, chain will come to the top of the anchor and be pulling from this direction instead of this direction. 9 times out of 10, I don't have an actual percentage, I'm just saying. I did it probably four times on my last trip fishing, and whenever you get hung up, which it will get hung up, is a lot better percentage than if you didn't have that feature on there, getting your anchor back. Okay, when I tie it on there, I don't do anything fancy. Just run this through a chain. And I don't do any special knots. I mean, there might be one out there. I don't do it. I just do a series of overhand knots, you know, 3, 4, whatever. Series of knots like that. When I get done, you want to make sure this end is burnt where it ain't going to unravel on you or fray on you. Lay the tag in across the main line. Take you some electric tape, wrap around that tag line to keep it from coming off, twirling in the current, getting all messed up. You always want way more rope than you think you need, because you're going to find yourself in a spot where you don't have enough rope and you're going to be cussing yourself. It ain't going to hurt to have too much. To try to keep it organized. I do the best I can, keep it wrapped up and clean. Try to wash it off after every trip. Keep oils and shit from getting on the line and rotting that line out. But you're better off to spend your little money and get some good rope. I bought this whole spool. I think it was for like between $100 and $110 for this whole spool. It seems like a lot, but I have enough to run an anchor line and have some left over. If I want to, I can make another line to hook to a clamp that I got. I got some clamps, a limb grabber, I think is what it's called. Sometimes if you're in a spot where you don't need an anchor, you got plenty of limbs around, like if you're flathead fishing and you're up in the trees, you can clamp that limb grabber on there and tie it to your cleat. It's the same thing as having an anchor, except for you ain't got to fight an anchor. Next thing I do is I run a drift bucket. Now, this ain't nothing fancy. It's something I made. It's a 5-gallon bucket. You drill you some holes in there. I have a lot of holes because a lot of the times the current's pretty strong. Matter of fact, you can see how strong it is. It actually broke my bucket. But all this does is put this in the bow of the boat or the transom, whatever you bow, however you bow, you anchor out. The opposite end, you want to put your drift bucket. What that does, if you're in current, instead of you sitting there swaying all day back and forth, put that drift bucket in there, that current will pull on this bucket on the bow or however you got it, and it'll slow that sway down. You might start with a little bit of sway, but the pull in the front is almost like having 2 anchors. So I got on one end, it's a clasp. So you clap that onto the eye of the front of the boat, or the back of the boat, however you want, in the center, toss it out, give it a couple seconds, it'll float up to the top, and it'll hold you in place. That'll keep you from swaying back and forth, keep your line straight, all that.